How often have you felt dizzy after standing up too quickly? Surprisingly, this common experience could be a sign that you're not drinking enough water. Dehydration affects roughly 75% of Americans, hindering our body's ability to maintain essential functions, including efficient blood circulation. Ensuring you're well hydrated is vital for your circulatory system, helping to deliver oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body. Join us today as we dive into the essential benefits of water, revealing how something as simple as drinking more can revolutionize your health and keep your blood flow in perfect harmony. You see, circulation is essentially the body's way of transporting blood through a vast network of blood vessels, including arteries, veins, and capillaries. This system ensures that oxygen and nutrients reach every cell and organ. It might surprise you to learn that the average adult's body contains about 60,000 miles of blood vessels. With every heartbeat, blood is sent out, carrying oxygen molecules attached to red blood cells. This oxygen-rich blood travels through the arteries, moving away from the heart to organs that need oxygen. Once it delivers oxygen, the blood returns to the heart and lungs via veins to pick up more oxygen. So, maintaining good circulation is vital for supplying muscles, tissues, and organs with the continuous flow of oxygen and nutrients they need to function effectively. Any interruption in this flow can lead to serious issues, including cell damage or even cell death. That's why maintaining proper hydration is key to enabling effective circulation. Now, let's talk stats. Did you know that a significant number of us are walking around dehydrated without even realizing it? Dizziness, fatigue, and other symptoms often signal an issue that's all too common in today's society: chronic dehydration. This condition arises from not consuming enough fluids daily. Surprisingly, research indicates that up to 75% of Americans may be experiencing chronic dehydration, and this doesn't even account for the 25 to 30% who find themselves temporarily dehydrated from factors like exercise and illness. The consequences of not drinking enough water on a regular basis are far reaching, affecting long term health. Despite recommendations that women should intake at least 11.5 cups and men should aim for 15.5 cups of fluids from beverages and food each day, many fail to hit these marks. On average, adult women consume only about 9 cups, while men typically reach about 12.5 cups. This discrepancy puts individuals at a higher risk for frequent episodes of temporary dehydration, which can worsen circulation problems. So, recognizing the prevalence of dehydration is crucial. By improving our hydration habits, we take an essential step towards enhancing our overall health and well being. But how exactly does staying hydrated, or the lack thereof, affect one of our body's most critical systems? Well, plasma is a major component of blood, making up about 55% of total blood volume. This straw-colored fluid suspends the blood cells, including red and white cells and platelets, and helps transport them throughout the vascular system. Plasma also circulates dissolved proteins, glucose, vitamins, hormones, clotting factors, and other nutrients to tissues and organs. The main ingredient of plasma is simply water, about 92% by volume. So when we become dehydrated from inadequate fluid intake, plasma volume decreases significantly. With less fluid in the bloodstream, plasma cannot effectively carry red blood cells loaded with oxygen and nutrients to reach organs in need. For example, just a 4% drop in plasma volume can diminish blood flow to the brain by 20%. Additionally, having fewer red blood cells in circulation means our bodies cannot distribute oxygen efficiently to cells throughout the body. Some areas will inevitably receive less oxygen due to this lowered capacity, which starts to disrupt normal functioning. Maintaining an optimal plasma volume by preventing dehydration ensures ample blood cells capable of meeting tissues' demands for oxygen and other nutrients. Understanding how dehydration reduces plasma volume sets the stage for exploring its broader implications on the body's systems. And one critical area affected by changes in plasma volume is our blood pressure. Effects on blood pressure. The reduced plasma volume caused by dehydration significantly impacts blood pressure. Plasma flowing against the walls of blood vessels creates a pressure that helps push blood forward. With less plasma volume from dehydration, pressure drops within the circulatory system. I have a surprising fact about low blood pressure that you'll want to hear. According to research, dehydration can lower systolic blood pressure by over 6 millimeters of mercury in less than an hour after vigorous exercise. This overall decline in blood pressure stunts the force of blood exerted against vessels, making it extraordinarily difficult for the heart to pump it to body tissues and lungs effectively. The heart has to work harder in an attempt to compensate for decreased pressure, which causes perceived heart palpitations and increased heart rate. But despite the heart's efforts, organs still do not obtain enough oxygen and nutrient-rich blood flow due to the circulation issues triggered. Building on the understanding of how dehydration impacts blood pressure, it's also crucial to recognize the signs that our body gives us when things aren't in balance. From mild signs to more severe indicators, understanding these symptoms can help us take timely action to rehydrate and maintain our circulatory health. In this next section, we'll identify the common and less obvious symptoms of dehydration, empowering you with the knowledge to stay ahead of hydration-related health issues. Symptoms. Early symptoms of insufficient fluid intake tend to be mild but disruptive, including extreme thirst, headaches, dizziness, infrequent and dark urine output, muscle cramps, dry mouth, and general fatigue. Research indicates 75% of migraine sufferers are dehydrated before an attack, suggesting proper hydration may lower risk. So, paying attention to these initial indicators can prompt the intake of more fluids to minimize impacts. If dehydration continues unresolved for over 24 hours, more severe symptoms begin to present. Among the impacts from prolonged dehydration, confusion arises due to inadequate blood perfusion to the brain, often preceding fainting episodes known as syncope. This loss of consciousness resulting from low blood pressure happens without warning. Studies show over 6% of visits for fainting resulted from not drinking enough fluids under normal temperatures. Rapid heart rate also kicks in to overcompensate for decreased pressure and plasma volume. But despite tachycardia, blood pressure continues dropping to dangerously low levels from depleted fluid volume. Immediately addressing severe dehydration by contacting emergency services or urgently replacing electrolyte-rich fluids can halt the rapid progression toward life-threatening hypovolemic shock. Now, after understanding the symptoms of dehydration and its impact on circulation and blood pressure, it becomes evident how vital hydration is for our health. But what are the mechanisms behind this? How does keeping our body properly hydrated lead to improved circulation? The positive impact of hydration on circulatory health. The best way to avoid the domino effect of dehydration on circulation is to properly hydrate by consistently taking in adequate fluids. Maintaining sufficient water intake day to day ensures your plasma volume remains higher at healthy baseline levels. Research indicates that staying well hydrated can boost plasma volume by over 10% compared to a dehydrated state. This expanded plasma volume leads to notable improvements in cardiovascular function. With more fluid in the bloodstream, pressure rises within vessels to pump blood more easily throughout the extensive circulatory network. Increased volume also prevents blood from thickening and flow from slowing as it circulates miles of vessels. Your hard-working heart is benefited too. Well-hydrated individuals see average heart rate reductions of 8 beats per minute. This makes it significantly easier for the heart muscle to continuously pump ample supplies of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood out to organs in need. Tissues can then receive consistent nourishment for optimal performance. One study on nurse trainees revealed that increasing daily fluid intake even restored blood flow to the brain 17% faster after moving from lying down to standing upright. This shows proper hydration better equips the circulatory system to rapidly adjust to positional changes that can disrupt adequate perfusion. With supportive habits, your body can actively transport essential compounds while still effectively adapting to situational demands on circulation. Daily water intake recommendations. Understanding appropriate fluid intake goals is instrumental in maintaining hydration for healthy circulation. As I mentioned earlier, authorities propose women should aim for a minimum of 11.5 cups and men 15.5 cups of total fluids daily through foods and drinks. However, this is truly just the base target. In many situations, your needs escalate even higher. I have a few surprising scenarios where requirements are elevated. During physical activity, optimal water intake can jump drastically based on workout length and sweat loss. Experts advise swigging 5 to 10 ounces of fluid every 15 to 20 minutes when exercising. Furthermore, for activities exceeding 90 minutes, sodium-containing sports drinks are recommended to replace salts lost through sweat. When braving hot summer weather or increased environmental temperatures, hydration demands rise exponentially to counter fluid losses from heavy sweating. Heat waves, in particular, call for vigilant fluid replacement. Long exposure with a high sweat rate creates a loss of critical sodium, potassium, and minerals vital for circulation. If battling an illness involving vomiting, diarrhea, or fever, replenishing fluids and electrolytes becomes urgent. Seek medical care for severe dehydration symptoms like minimal urination paired with a racing heart rate. During pregnancy, water needs to escalate to support amniotic fluid, increase blood volume, and a developing baby. Dehydration risks for mothers and babies increase if there is inadequate intake. Luckily, thirst mechanisms become heightened to prompt sufficient hydration. Tips for staying hydrated. Making hydration a regular habit is key to reaping circulation benefits long-term. Setting reminders helps prompt fluid intake multiple times per day so you don't fall behind. Smartphone apps or smartwatches can provide customized alerts telling you when to drink water. Posting sticky note reminders on your desktop in the car or on the fridge also works great. Carrying an insulated water bottle on the go takes away barriers preventing midday hydration. Having water always available curbs the urge to grab tempting sugary drinks when thirsty. Insulated bottles also enable accessing cool, refreshing water all day long. Not being restricted by water fountains means you can drink as little or as much as you want whenever you need it. Snacking on hydrating fruits and vegetables boosts fluid volumes obtained through food. Foods like cucumbers, iceberg lettuce, grapes, strawberries, melon, pineapple, and oranges provide both fluids and beneficial vitamins and minerals. Blending fruits into a smoothie makes for an incredibly hydrating snack option, too. A surprising trick involves setting a phone background showing a refreshing image of water or a water bottle. Repeated unconscious viewing reinforces hydration habits whenever you happen to check your phone. Installing water dispensers and chilling pitchers around your house serves as a visible nudge to pour yourself an easy glass of crisp water. Keeping multiple cups near these stations eliminates barriers preventing intake. Simple reminders can truly help cultivate lifestyle patterns that become automatic over time. Proper hydration is the foundation for our intricate circulatory system to reach every cell. Remember to carefully monitor water intake and circulation symptoms daily. With mindful habits, we can energize vibrant blood flow and unlock peak performance. I encourage all of you to invest in a high-quality water bottle to easily track intake on the go. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more content about optimizing circulation and overall health.